Good evening from the UK on the 2nd of April 2017. My name's Alex Chambers. I'm the owner of Agency of Truth and Justice YouTube channel. Thanks to my subscribers for subscribing, watching my videos and my research. I hope you enjoy my videos. And anybody else who watches or subscribes. Tonight basically I'm going to talk about a theory of precognition. It's a personal thing to do with me, my experiences. If you bear with me, like Nicole Kidman says, and just listen to a brief video about my experiences of why I believe I have precognition. I promise you will be surprised. I hope you don't fall asleep on your keyboard or on your phone whilst I talk. I'll try and keep this as brief as possible. Basically, I'll start now without boring you. Basically, my first experience of why I believe I have precognition, what started it all. My first memory was at the YMCA youth hostel in my town. I was basically made homeless. I moved into there. We had an upstairs where the rooms were in the building, and then a kitchen upstairs. Basically, I put some food in the microwave one night. I went back to my room. I was sitting there thinking to myself, just guessing. I wonder if my food's ready. I walk along the hallway, I get to the kitchen. As soon as my foot stepped into the kitchen, the microwave it pinged just as soon as I stepped my foot in there. I didn't put a timer on my phone or anything. I just luckily guessed to myself, you know, it could be coincidence that if the food was ready. But I thought to myself, it's a bit weird, I put this on the timer. And I stepped in there, and as soon as my foot stepped in the kitchen, the microwave pinged. But I just brushed it off my shoulder like, you know, that probably just coincidence. I'll go on to my other experiences anyway. I'll start with tonight, actually. I know I'm going to rewind in time with other songs or lyrics or whatever. It's basically lyric related as to explain most of these, or the rest are lyric related, but you understand what I'm saying as I get into it. Basically, 2 hours ago, I ordered a fast food from a local kebab place called Flames Grill. That's its name. Now, as I went to the, I walked through, obviously through the streets to get to there. First I went to the cash machine, and then I basically, as I was approaching Flames Grill kebab place, the lyrics from this song I'm about to show you were playing Flames, or the word flame, just as up, basically. So as soon as after this long walk, I basically saw and approached Flames Grill kebab place. The word flame played. It wasn't a surprise to me based on what I'm going to explain further on after this. But you know, it would surprise you if it happened to you. So basically, I'm walking. My song's on. I'm playing a long track with a load of. You know, like a load of songs mixed together on one track. I put together on a audio mixing song. I put the track of mixed songs on as I left my flat, which I'm in now, my house. I took a long walk, obviously, to go and get my kebab, the cash machine, to get the money out to go to there. I'm approaching Flames Grill kebab place, and the word flame is said. 25 minutes or so into this mixed track, and I'll let you listen to the lyrics on the song it was from.
Flashbacks, 2004 was the door that the house smashed. Struck the flames and the flame sparks the ash. Door that the house smashed. Struck the flames and the flame. Struck the flames and struck the flames and the flame.
You heard struck the flames. Now, that's basically the word I heard. The word flames. As I saw the word flames on Flame Grills on top on the name of the kebab place.
Struck the flames.
That bit was playing just as I approached the Flames Grill kebab place from that song. It's actually a song I wrote because I'm a hip-hop MC. I make music in my spare time. But that's what I saw and heard. I saw Flames Grill as I approached the kebab place and heard the word struck the flame as I saw that. That was tonight, but it didn't surprise me based on what I'll go on to show or let you listen to at the same time. And the next one dates back to March the 13th, 2015, although it was the next day that this happened. Basically, on March the 13th, 2015, I wrote a song called Victory Is Mine. On the song, there are lyrics saying scorching a bin. Now, just to remind you, when I wrote these lyrics, I just had to find a word. I randomly thought of a rhyme that rhymes with wars fought to win. So I just randomly thought I'd just put scorching a bin without thinking. Now, then I uploaded this track on March the 13th, 2015. The next day, I'm walking along Rockingham Road in my town on my way to the superstore quite late at night. As I'm walking along this road called Rockingham Road, the next day after I wrote this song, I see a bin on fire on the street. As I was approaching the bin, I had my songs on shuffle, and this song "Victory Is Mine" actually came on as I saw the bin on fire, but the lyrics hadn't played, what I'll show you in a minute. Obviously I got on the phone and I called the fire brigade to say there was a bin on fire. Now, after I put the phone down, which I'm about to play, these lyrics came on.
Was lifted. This girl opened up, look, it's hard to resist it. This world brought me up, but she picked up my downfall. So listen up, cause I'm glad that I found you. The system I look like I'm here and I crown you. The war's fought to win, sin and scorching a bin. Fought to win, sin and scorching a bin. The war's fought to win, sin and scorching a bin. The war's fought to win, sin and scorching a bin.
Now, you most likely can hear the lyrics "scorching a bin" there. Those lyrics played basically after I put the phone down and I was putting my earphones in. These lyrics, those lyrics specifically were playing as the music came back on and I was putting my earphones in. I basically looked behind me and I thought to myself, scorching a bin on fire. You know, scorching means burn. It's another word for burn. As you know, scorching, burn. Bin on fire, scorching a bin on fire. You see where I'm coming from? I basically stopped. As I heard those lyrics, I stopped to turn around and I thought to myself, I wrote this track yesterday and I've just seen a bin on fire, and these lyrics specifically are playing as I put the earphones in, scorching a bin. You know, it shocked me and surprised me because I was thinking to myself, I was thinking, wait a minute, I've kind of brushed it off, but it did shock me. But now I'm thinking to myself, a day before I saw this bin on fire, I wrote and uploaded this track to YouTube, March the 13th, 2015. I wrote this track, "Victory Is Mine," put it on YouTube, and the next day I see a bin on fire and I hear the lyrics "scorching a bin." Now, to me, I thought, later on recently, I thought to myself, was that a precognition that I subconsciously was describing something I was going to see the next day without full realization? That's why I was a bit shocked when I heard those lyrics. I mean, what would you think? So that's basically that one. I'm trying to keep this brief as possible so I don't bore you. The next one is the next one I'll say is another experience, another one based on lyrics, again lyrics related. Basically, when I was going on a random walk, because I walked different routes into town, when I was walking on a random walk into town, the songs on shuffle, so a few different songs had played. Basically, they played differently. Basically, as I was walking down a random route into town, there was a song by Dane Clifford Dangerous, an American rapper, on. As I was walking down this back street, basically, these lyrics that I'm about to play. Now you hear "before we get into the Netherlands." Now basically, when I heard, as I was walking song on shuffle, when I was walking up the street, "before we get into the Netherlands," as soon as I heard the word Netherlands on those lyrics, I saw a car with Netherlands number plates parked on it. As soon as I heard "before we get into the Netherlands," right on time, just as I spotted the Netherlands plates. I obviously noticed it was a Netherlands plated car because the front plates are yellow, where in England's white, the plates are white. So I obviously noticed it, and then I saw the letters NL which is an acronym for a Netherlands on the European plates, and that's basically what I saw and heard. I heard before we get into the Netherlands, and as right synchronised at the same time, I spotted the Netherlands plated car.
The government is all set, the fucking community is 2/3 of the threat. Political advantage of what we get in the Netherlands is 2/3 of the threat. Political advantage of what we get in the Netherlands is.
You can hear specifically the words Netherlands, and that's basically yes. So I basically heard the words before we get into the Netherlands. Right as soon as I see this Netherlands number plated car for the first ever time in my town, it was insane. Basically 3 or 4 days later, I did another random route, another way round, but ended up on the same street where this Netherlands number plated car is. Songs on shuffle again, so a few random songs are played, but as I got there again, got to the same street where the car was parked, that song was playing, and I heard before we get into the Netherlands lyrics playing as I walked past the car precisely again. The same as the first time. I mean, it shocked me, and I thought to myself, you know, this is getting really crazy based on my other experiences. You know, I'm trying to keep this brief as possible. 2 weeks ago, walking into town, again, lyrics related kind of situation based on precognition, possible precognition. Basically, I'm walking past a lady approaching me, walking towards me. I put my hand up and say good morning. She says good morning back, and she smiles. Now, as soon right at the time she smiles, I hear the lyrics from a Rusty Jux track playing, where he says, "Wipe off your smile, ho." I'm not calling her a hoe, which is slang for whore, but you know, a hoe is a female, and he says, "Wipe off your smile, ho." Now, again, songs were on a shuffle, random songs playing, but this song came on and these lyrics were playing as soon as she said good morning and smiled.
Wipe off your smile, hold back. Wipe off your smile, hold back. Wipe off your smile, hold.
You know, random songs playing as usual on a long walk into town. Say good morning. She says good morning and smiles, and those lyrics play as soon as she smiles at me. Like I said, I'm not calling her a hoe, which is slang for whore, but like I said, she's a female, and it describes a female smiling as soon as those lyrics play that say wipe off your smile, ho. That was another one that was quite mad when I heard it. The last example I'll use, because I use the important ones, is that was last year. Another random route. Like I said, I walk random routes into town to make things feel different, and basically as soon as I'm walking around a corner, which I'm about to show these words on the end of a song I wrote. Basically, I'm walking around a corner, and there's a big articulated truck, lorry, parked on the pathway, and I had to walk around it to get around the other side of the path. And these lyrics were playing again, songs on random shuffle, loads of songs are played. I got around this corner, and as soon as I step around the corner and I see this truck,
comes way and it's hard to get around. I gotta keep an obstacle comes way and it's hard to get around.
You know, you hear now and then an obstacle comes my way and it's hard to get around it. Now, you know, the truck parked on the path as soon as I step around the corner is an obstacle in my way, and it's hard to get around, so I had to walk around it. You know, it describes the truck being an obstacle in my way, which is hard to get around.
I'm a soldier and survived this shit for 29 years, yo. And now and then an obstacle comes way and it's hard to get around. And now and then an obstacle comes way and it's hard to get around.
You know, it describes, as I said, the truck being an obstacle in my way and it's hard to get around. And this part of the song is playing as soon as I walk around the corner and I see this truck parked there. It was quite insane. Another example, as this is a conspiracy channel, basically I had an audio book on the research of psychological warfare. It's a 2 hour 45 minute long track. I don't have it can't find it on YouTube. This is where I got it from, but basically it's a 2 hour 45-minute long track, audio book with a man dictating and telling his research. That day I basically left my house. I walked to a superstore, then I walked along to a McDonald's. On my way home, I walked a random route. The first time, a route I'd never usually walk, along these back streets of my town. Now, on this audio book, as I was walking up the streets, he mentions Ireland only for 10 seconds in the on the audio book, about 45 minutes in. Basically, synchronized as soon as I heard him say the word Ireland, I walked around a corner and I saw a car with Irish plates on it. Basically, you know, as soon as I hear him say Ireland, which is 10 seconds of the only 10 seconds mentioned in the audio book approximately, just as I walk around the corner, he's mentioning Ireland, and as soon as he says Ireland, I see an Irish plated car just walking around the corner as I see it coming to my view. And again, I thought to myself, wait a minute, I've just heard the word Ireland being said as I see an Irish plated car. I mean, I thought, you know, I brushed that off as well because it's so damn hard to believe. You know, that was 45 minutes in a long random walk. You know, it kind of surprised me. And I've basically had more experiences, lyrics related, countless times. But they've been minor, you know, compared to other things, like something minor, like another time I was listening to a American rapper Rakim, again, songs on shuffle as usual. The word Mercedes comes up, and I see a Mercedes pull out of a junction ahead of me at these back streets, as the word Mercedes is said. You know, things like that. But you know, those other ones were more, you know, more specific, more important, based on the precognition theory. So I mean, I'd love to hear your opinions, what you believe. Do you think I have a precognition, the ability to subconsciously see things before they happen? And basically, when I did those walks, I knew subconsciously, not like to my full conscious, subconsciously, that I was going to see those things as I saw them. And that's why I'm seeing things like that when I experience them. Or do you think it's just very, very coincidental? Do you believe in psychic ability? Do you think it's the third eye theory, you know, the pineal gland? You know, let me know your thoughts. You know, even if you joke or you ridicule me or you, you know, give me abuse, I don't mind. I hope you're open-minded because this is a conspiracy channel. So I'd assume my followers or subscribers are more respectable, more open-minded to this kind of thing. You know, I'm skeptical of like precognition, the ability to see things before they happen. Well, I was anyway until my experiences. And yeah, it's quite shocking, but I will leave it there and let me know what you think. Thanks.